Hi, this is Puffin. Today I'd like to talk about the suspension system for my hammock. But first I'm going to talk a little bit about materials. Over the last several decades, a lot of new materials have become available that have essentially revolutionized backpacking. These materials are very strong, resilient, often waterproof, and make backpacking so much more enjoyable. The first one of these materials we commonly use is ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene. That's a long fancy name, but basically this is a material that's made up of fibers drawn from molecules that have exceptionally long chains with millions of atoms in each chain for the molecules. Ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene has been used extensively in yacht racing for many years. It currently is available under two brand names. One is Dyneema, the other is Spectra. Spectra lines are used in yacht racing because they have very low stretch and work well for control lines on sailboats. There also is a Dyneema fabric available. It's actually DCF, if you've heard that term. It's Dyneema Composite fabric. And with that, the Dyneema fibers are laid down and laminated between two very thin plastic or mylar sheets. DCF is commonly used now in creating backpacks and making tarps and other materials. It is very lightweight. Here's an example of what DCF fabric can do. This right here is my stuff sack for my quilt. It's made of DCF sewn, taped to stay waterproof, and this weighs only 7 grams. This line right here is 7/64 thickness Spectra line. It's very lightweight. This is what I typically use to hang my hammock with, and it has a breaking strength in excess of 1,500 pounds. So it's very strong and lasts very well. The other thing that's nice about Spectra line is it's simple to splice it. This is a soft shackle. It's one of the cool things you can do with Spectra line. It's simply a loop that has an opening on one end and a stopper knot on the other. When you slide the stopper knot through the loop and put it under tension, it closes on itself and forms kind of like a carabiner. In fact, you can use this to replace a carabiner anywhere you use one in backpacking. These are extremely lightweight and very strong. I hung my hammock using one of these for 2 seasons on the Appalachian Trail. Let's talk about tree strap material. Whenever you set up your hammock, you have to have a strap to wrap around the tree to attach your lines to. These straps are commonly made of several different types of materials. The least expensive and easiest, and I think for most people to start with, are polyester straps. Yes, polyester is a material that's been around for a long time. They used to make leisure suits out of it. It's a little stretchy and fairly inexpensive. I prefer not to use polyester material because of the stretchiness of it, but many tree straps are made out of that. There also are tree straps made out of Kevlar. That's the stuff they make bulletproof vests out of, and Dyneema. I chose a blended fiber that's Dyneema and polypropylene. Polypropylene is the stuff they make ski ropes with. Polypropylene is waterproof, extremely lightweight, but very stretchy. When mixed with Dyneema, it makes a strap that's strong, lightweight, bulky, easy to handle, and does not damage the trees as much as thinner lines. I purchased my strap material online and attached buckles and toggles to it, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Let's continue to talk about suspension systems. This is a whoopee sling. A whoopee sling is actually something fairly simple. It's made out of 7/64 Spectra. It has a big loop that is made by a long berry through the line. And this acts as a Chinese finger trap, so you can adjust the length of the loop very easily. The other end of the whoopee sling is simply a loop that will attach to your hammock. You can buy whoopee slings through most hammock suppliers, and they're fairly easy to make on your own. If you're interested in making whoopee slings or soft shackles, I would recommend Grog's Animated Knots, which is available as a website, or if you want to purchase it, it can be an app as well. Grog's Animated Knots has very detailed instructions on how to make whoopee slings and soft shackles. So this is my tree strap. I have two of them. They're made out of this Dyneema and polypropylene blended strap material. One end of the strap has a Dutch clip sewn into it. You could sew a loop on the end if you wanted to have a little bit of weight savings, but I really like the Dutch clip. It makes it so much easier to just clip on and off, and it's not much extra weight. The other end of the strap has a toggle sewn on with a little piece of lead line. This way I don't lose the toggle. The final part of your suspension system is the line that gathers the end of the hammock. Most people have a continuous loop of Spectra at the end of their hammock that gathers it together, to which the suspension system attaches. I chose, instead of a continuous loop, to make a loop with a stopper knot on the end. This works really well for me because I don't have to use any kind of knot or carabiner or hook to attach my whoopee sling. My whoopee sling has a loop on the end that opens up, fits around the stopper knot, and attaches to the end of my hammock just like this. This saves a lot of weight and is very, very strong. The setup is very similar to that you would have if you made a soft shackle. So here I am attaching the tree strap to the tree with the Dutch clip, and then once that's done, you tie a Marlinspike hitch in the line and take the toggle through the hitch to hold it in place. Once that knot is done and tightened up, the whoopee sling can be placed over the knot and hang off the knot. It's really strong, does a great job, and it's easy to get undone. You have to make sure that the whoopee sling is above the knot and not hanging on the spike. If you care a lot about weight, each of my tree straps weighs about 50 grams, including the Dutch clip and toggle, and each whoopee sling weighs about 20 grams. So all total, including whoopee slings, the suspension system is about 140 grams. I hope you've enjoyed seeing how I set up my hammock suspension. There are lots of options that are available. This is just one way that works, and this works particularly well for me. I love the lightweight, strong, non-stretch materials that are used in the system, and most of it I made myself, and it works really, really well.